believe in this shit, you tried it once and then you choke. Cause y'all stay sleeping, I stay woke. Making racks and y'all still broke. Sipping on that Henny Coke, y'all laughing, I ain't telling jokes. That's real talk, and that time that's ticking, that's real clock. You heard that clipping, that's real Glock. Your life is slipping, that's real shock. My wrist is dripping, that's real watch. My crew stay whipping, that's real mock. My clothes stay dripping, that's real swatch. If you ain't gonna dip, you can still watch, that's real talk, my nigga, Like Afro Man wrote a Coupe de Ville, my nigga, Like Sam Crow, but I'm real grim, my nigga, All this cash flow, but I can't swim, my nigga, Out in Buffalo, let's meet at 10s, my nigga, All kind of new hundreds, hell, not a new friends. Whole lot of new money, whole lot of new bets. All kind of new hundreds, hell, not a new friends. Praying for my downfall, waiting for my downfall. Hell, not a new friends. They praying for my downfall. Hell, not a new friends. Said hell, not a new friends. Where I come from, streets is made of gold. Trapping like the new me, boom back like the old me. On my back like Yoshi, yeah. Trapping like new me, boom back like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Bag y'all like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi. Trapping like new me, boom back like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Bag y'all like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi. Can't beat them, join them. One life, enjoy it. Live like you royal, hell with purpose, let's destroy it. You think I'm joking? It's every word that's spoken. And rap these days is trapping crazy, can get away with anything with 808s. They spell and pray and swell your brain, you fade away. Your soul decay, they dig and graze. I'm A-okay, just fast and pray. There'll come a day, a price to pay like Sally May, you in debt. So cast away your regrets, I digress. They regress, they treat girls like objects. They play around like recess. This rap game is nonsense. They big mad cause we bless. A goon to a goblin, you offset, I onset. I'm onset with wine in my goblet. You whining for God, I just pulled out the projects assigned to these haters. I feed off your comments, shake greed off my palms and take knees like I'm Colin. Take heat or just rot and just bleed while you falling in. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Bag y'all like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome everyone to episode 1173 of the Daily Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What is going on? Yaz Beaches, Yaz Booshes, welcome to the Slamcast, welcome to the Nipcast. Yo boy, Papa Swolio hath returned. I have returned. I have returned from Pumptown, and I am ready to drop some more fucking nuts. I'm excited. So let's see what is new. What's a good word? Yesterday's episode, if you didn't catch yesterday's with Michelle McDaniel, I'm sure a lot of you did. A lot of you were here live. I see a lot of the same names. So if you are coming back again, well, thank you. You're double dipping. You're double dipping on old Papa. That's all right. I don't mind. I like it. I'm down with that shit. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. And for those of you that missed it, you missed a great one. So that's available on the Daily Swole podcast channel on YouTube. Go check it out. Of course, you can also smash those ear holes on the podcast apps and stuff like that. I still get some people asking, well, how do I get a podcast? How do I get a podcast app? You don't know how to get an app or podcast in 2019? My goodness, how do you use Instagram? How do you use Facebook? How do you use YouTube and not know how to get a podcast? Anyway, if you don't know, your iPhone has an Apple Podcast. It has an app called Podcast, and you click on it, or you go to Spotify or Google Play or anything. They're all free. You can check it out. So make sure you get it and grab it. How'd you like it? How'd you like yesterday's episode? So drop in the comments now. Did you like yesterday's episode? I know you did. And even if you didn't, get the fuck out of here. It was awesome. It was great. It was great. What'd you think about yesterday's episode? We do have a guest tomorrow. We're going to have another lovely lady, but I'm going to let that be a surprise. Tomorrow evening, we're scheduled for about 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And she's super cool. I've already enjoyed talking to her a little bit, and we're going to talk about similar subjects and just kind of like, perspectives on the whole, the whole fitness industry, females. Why is it always females? I mean, there are male jabronis out there. Is that just me that it seems like there are a lot of man bronies out there, but I feel like all the attention is just on, there's just so much shit coming to the surface, and it's a lot of chicks. It's a lot of fucking these biches. I think it's because it's a lot easier to, and I think it's a lot easier to look good as a woman. Does that make sense? It's a lot good to look good as a woman. It's a lot easier to look good as a woman for fitness because you don't have to be jacked. You could just be thin. You could have like genetics. For guys, it's harder, I think, to be a fitness person or a fitness influencer, whatever you want to call it, unless you're like muscular and ripped. For a female, you don't have to be shredded. You just have to have some good genetics and maybe arch your back a little bit more. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like there's more open season for females. I feel like there's a lot more fembronies and jabronettes. You could put what you think in the comments below. This is not to be insulting for females. It just seems like there's a lot of fucking shit coming to the surface, and it's all female related. It's all vag related. Especially the fat acceptance stuff. That was a joke, by the way. That was a joke. Come on, you don't come here. You don't come here unless you're ready to get offended. You come here to get offended. Her channel, Michelle's channel, my thoughts will probably offend you. The Daily Swole will certainly offend you. I should change that. This podcast will absolutely offend you. Like, I will try to offend you on purpose. I will try to offend you. That way the audience that remains are fucking good people. You're not little bitches. I'm making sure that the audience for the Daily Swole aren't a bunch of bitches. That's literally, I think, the filter. You have to come through the door. Snowflake, we turn up the fucking heat. We turn up the heat. Snowflakes are going to fucking melt. Cheers. I got some evening coffee, so cheers to all you bitches. All you need is a big beauty with a vag. Ooh, oh my goodness. La la lush. What does that mean? I need a big beauty? Like if you want to be an influencer, you have to have a big vag? Alan's wife, Shalene Johnson? What are you talking about, Meredith? Now you're interested? What? No. Well, maybe I'm down to have Alan's wife on there. I haven't spoken to her or anything like that, but I think we're going to do a roundtable discussion. We'll get a couple people, we'll get like a little grid. We'll get a little roundtable of offensive people on Instagram and YouTube. We'll get Michelle. I want to get Alan, at least both of them together. That'll be awesome. Big booty autocorrect. Fuck yeah, no bitches allowed. Well, no bitches, male or female. If you're a jabroni, male or female jabroni, you're not welcome. If you're a male or female bitch, you're not welcome. We're not accepting of bitches of any kind. No biches. No biches. I ain't no biche. Ha, Jacqueline, I ain't no biche. Mama didn't raise no biche. What's up, Crystal? Cheers. Staying late at work was stoked. The live stream was going on right now. Thank you. This is great. It's going to get you the home stretch. We're almost there. So today's episode, anyway, you can go and check out the live stream on the Daily Swole podcast channel on YouTube. And there are some other announcements. There's some cool things because I love it when you guys join live, when you can make it to a live stream. Sometimes you can catch a live stream, but there's going to be another little announcement in the next week or so. And I'll let you know where to find some additional content. As you know, Papa Swolio just fucking puts out content like a madman. Oh, I got a burp, coffee burp. I put out content like a madman, but I'm going to be upping the game a little bit more content, more stuff for all of you. And I always like to give you little nuggets and little things and make sure that you're getting little snippets. If you don't have time to watch or to listen for an hour, I want to give you 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but I'm going to be giving you some extra stuff. So don't you worry. Papa Swolios, I got you. I got you, fam. I got you. You're tough mentally. There you go. I'm not going to scare Kimberly, apparently. Kimberly Ann Roche. I'm tough mentally and physically. I'm an iron worker by trade. You ain't going to scare me away. Raw is good. Ooh, an iron worker. I like that. I like that. I just got chubbed up a little bit. Little chubbed. An iron worker. You ready to work these sick fucking games? Yeah, get some fucking games. How we doing? You know what I loved about today's, before we get into like the topic today, of course, we just go off the cuff. We're doing tons of stuff today. I want to talk about when you're leveling up. I want to talk about experience. I want to talk about when it's time for you to take things more seriously. And I want to talk about all you fucking people that are taking things too seriously and you're going too extreme. You're trying to level up before you're ready. I want to talk about that in a second. But before, today's driving while gaining on YouTube. How many of you caught that? How many of you caught the fucking rage today? That was a great one. That's one of the all-time driving while gainings. But what I love is that the massive female audience that enjoys the Daily Swole podcast, the massive female audience that enjoys nuts on your chin. Come on, ladies. You know you like the warmth. All of you, even the guys, you like the warmth. It's digital sack. You get the digital sack, the virtual sack on your chin. I love the positive response. I fucking love it. I love this network, this community, this family. It's amazing. It's amazing. We can fucking rage and actually say shit and actually put things out there. And this is what acceptance is. This is what fucking acceptance is. It's saying what you think and not having anyone get butthurt about it. This is like a Comedy Central roast every day. Why can't you just fucking take a joke? Even the serious topics that I discuss, even the serious nuts on chin that we discuss here on the podcast, on my YouTube channel, it's a serious issue, but we have to find humor in this stuff. Otherwise, we're going to go insane. People are going to go you're going to go fucking insane if you don't find humor in situations. You're going to go fucking nuts. What up, DP, you son of a bitch? What's going on, you fucking animal? I mean, we have to laugh about things. You have to fucking laugh. You have to have some fun with it. If you don't have fun with it, you're going to just fucking kill yourself. All right. So we have to find the humor, but there's still important issues because this is getting into people's brains. I've been talking to some people about, you might have heard it in the news. I don't know if they're actually going to do it. I know they're doing it in Canada. They're removing likes and followers and stuff from Instagram. I'm curious as to your thoughts because I think it's going to be a good thing. I also think it could be a bad thing. I wonder if they're actually going to go through with it. I know they're playing around with that in Canada. I don't know if there's any other countries, if it's Australia or Europe, they're playing around with that. So I'm curious if you have opinions on that. Drop in the comments below. But I think it's funny. I think we have some big shifts coming. I think we're at the end of that kind of, I think we're towards the end. I think we've peaked. I think we peaked with pussification. Pussification has peaked. What do you all think about? And all of this stuff. Do you think pussification has peaked? I feel like we've kind of tapped out with the bitchiness in the culture. As much as that's going up, people like myself, Alan, Michelle, the voices are getting louder. And things like those subscriber counts and the likes, that is just proof. I think it's important for people to understand what engagement is online. It's important for people to understand what it means when you have, 1 million followers and 25 likes. When you have 1 million followers and 1,000 likes on a picture, they're paid for, they're bots, they're not real. It's important for people to actually understand, this person isn't really influencing shit. This person doesn't really have an audience. They just have a number attached to it. So I think if they do remove the numbers, I think if they do remove the kind of follower counts or whatever they're planning on doing, it doesn't matter really. You can have your opinion. What they do is it's their app, so you can control it. So we just have to deal with it when it comes. But I think it's going to expose people's content. I think it's going to expose people's content, whether it's good or bad. And a lot of these accounts don't really promote anything. They don't really have any value. They just have a big follower and it looks like big numbers and they're all bullshit bots. And people are going to start looking at those posts, not see the associated numbers and realize this is fucking shit. Why am I looking at this? A lot of people look at posts and look at pictures because there's a big follower count, subscriber count. There's a lot of likes. There's a lot of shares. People look at that and be like, wow, this is popular. It must be popular because it's good. I think it's good too. And they like it. And then it shows it to more people in the algorithms and who knows. But I think it's going to be interesting. And I think it's going to expose a lot of people, but I think the pussification, it's part of this pussification ending. It's kind of like a nice way for Instagram or these apps and these platforms to kind of be like, you know what? We have to fucking clean house somehow. We can't just, we don't know. We don't have the time. There are too many accounts to lock each one down and to really vet each one. So if we neutralize the playing field, which kind of sucks, it kind of sucks for people that have built, because it's a metric that actually shows prowess to an extent. It shows other people that, wow, a lot of people like this. A lot of people support this. If you don't have that context, people might get more confused. Like I'm thinking about how this could be a negative and a positive. Obviously, it's going to have positive effects, but it could also have negative effects. It's also important to see, what people think in order to have that discussion. But I guess we'll still have comments. We'll still have people voicing their opinions and so forth. But I think it's part of this whole arc, this whole, I guess, bell curve of pussification ending. It's peaking, but it's also kind of like, everything is, and I'm all for equal opportunity in terms of like male, female. But, I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on voicing my opinions. We have a lot of women here. And I don't like the patronizing I feel like it's patronizing women. All these movies and all these different things. And I was seeing this on, where was it? It was on some YouTube clips and stuff like that with Comic-Con, how all these characters are now going female. They're all doing all these remakes. And I talked with Michelle yesterday about Little Mermaid, about how Little Mermaid is black or something. Look, it's fine, but it's like you're pandering and you're patronizing an entire audience just for a money grab. Why can't you create a new character, a new storyline? And I heard an announcement that James Bond 007 is going to be a black female. It's like, well, fucking Christ, you're just changing everything. It's so blatant and insulting. I find it's fucking insulting. And it's very easy to be like, well, I don't think it should be a woman. That's not the point. There are so many awesome female fucking characters. There are so many awesome female roles. There are so many of them. There are so many amazing action movies with females as the lead. You know what the unique aspect of those are? It's a unique storyline. It's a unique storyline. It's a story. Guess what? It's a movie, a script written for a female. It's like an original script. When you take every movie that has a male, every movie that has a white person, and you just remake it with females and black women and stuff, it's like, how stupid do you fucking think people are? I think it's so stupid. I think it's insulting. I understand the benefits and the positive aspect. Okay, we're moving. I think it's fine. Yeah, Kill Bill. Kill Bill is how many of you like Tarantino? Kill Bill was great. Female, strong female leads. Even most of the assisting cast and people were fucking, it was great. Action movie. Fucking fantastic. Uma Thurman killed that role. Those were great movies. But it's like, if you're pandering to people, and this happens, and this does apply, this is fitness, this is life, this is society. Goes hand in hand with fat acceptance. It goes hand in hand with all these social issues. Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angels is, can you imagine if you had Charlie's Angels, you had Charlie's Dudes, Charlie's Dicks, Charlie's fucking like Charlie's Eggplant. Come on, it'd be stupid. We'd be laughing. I'm not going to see three guys go like this. Yeah. Charlie's Dudes. Why? Why is James Bond going to be a black woman? Why? You're ruining it. Why not make another spy type movie with a female? James Bond is about fucking blowing shit up and getting laid. So is this chick going to be like seducing men? Are you going to have the first Bond dudes instead of Bond girls? Come on, everyone knows that Bond girls, being a Bond girl puts you on the fucking map. It puts you on the fucking map. That was like a star-making role. Remember Halle Berry with, was it Pierce Brosnan, one of those? I don't remember the names. But every woman that gets cast as a role in James Bond, you're a strong female character. Okay, James Bond seduces you. What is that, the fucking patriarchy? It's a good fucking role. It's a great book that someone wrote like in the 50s and 60s. Like, it's great stuff. It's great shit. I think it's fucking stupid. It's stupid. That's not what James Bond is. It's a different story. You're creating something different. Don't tell me this is 007. No, it's not. It's a different story. Create a new movie. Create a new one. Make it awesome. Cast the same person. If you make a good movie, and we've all seen them, if the movie is good, it's going to get attention. If it's good, it doesn't have to have James Bond's name. If it's a good movie, people will go see it. Word of mouth, internet. If you make a good fucking movie with a good script, people will go watch it. It will win awards. People will love it. People will talk about it. There are a lot of great movies that even never get to theaters and get cult followings because the content is good. It's like a post on Instagram or YouTube. If it's a good movie, people will share it. If it's on Facebook, people will share it. These things go viral, and you talk to the person like, oh, I didn't know it was going to go viral. I mean, who knew? It was just a good video. It was funny. It hit the right nerve. It was posted at the right time in the right place, and people fucking shared it, and people love it. No one's going to care if it's a good story, people will see it. If it's a good story, people will see it. You don't have to remake every fucking thing. I agree. Jack Dan MCL. I was hoping it would be Idris Elba. That dude is a fucking amazing actor. He would be perfect for James Bond. Look, if you want to make James Bond black, all right. I mean, you can still make the same argument, but James Bond should be a guy. James Bond should be a guy. A James Bond movie should be a guy. Don't make it 007. Make her 008. I don't know. You can have another agent that's a female, but James Bond, that whole character. What is she going to be, like Jeanette Bond? You know why these movies flop? They flop because people are outright insulted. People are straight up insulted. People are straight up insulted and they know it, and they get patronized. They make a lot of money because dumbasses go and see the movie that don't have the ability to think for themselves. But people that have like half an IQ in their fucking skull see this stuff as just a money grab. Same thing with Lion King. Same thing with all the remakes. They're just trying to make more money. That's all it is. They're not trying to serve anyone. They're trying to make more fucking money. They're posting what's trending and they're making it popular. They're in the news and all that stuff. Anyway, I think it's silly. I think it's a patronizing, I think it's a weak attempt. And I think it's just because they're not creative enough. They're just trying to remake shit and have a quick cash grab. So anyway, I think it's silly. I think it's absurd. I think it's ridiculous. Anyway, it's all part of the same shit. It's all part of the same fat acceptance. It's all the same part of everyone wants to get jerked off. Everyone wants to reach around. Everyone wants to get their hands held, right? Everyone wants a fucking handout. From fitness to social issues, it's all this lack of responsibility. Everyone wants to be accepted. What happened to being accepted based on your merit? What happens to getting results based on your effort? Your effort. If you're better at something, this goes again. I know I'm talking about a lot of fucking issues, but I'm going off. So get on this fucking train with me because we're going off. Same thing with the Women's World Cup shit. If you're better, you'll get paid more. If you're more entertaining to watch, you'll make more money. Okay? It's happened like that for decades. I mean, there are many things that women do better than guys, and there are many things that men do better than women, more often than not, based on strength, based on, I don't know, capacity, based on merit. Based on merit. It's silly. It's like saying the WNBA should be getting the same payment as the NBA. No one's arguing that, so why would the World Cup be any fucking different? If people don't watch it, there's not enough money to go around. Why should everyone get the same treatment when some people are better? Some people are fucking better. We have to be careful with what we're addressing here. Just because, we're different. Men and women are different. You cannot argue that. Fucking different. We're different. I have a PP. You have a vajayjay. Men are naturally stronger than women overall. Are we arguing that? Are we arguing why? It's just evolution. It's biology. It's biology. You take 100 men and 100 women that don't work out, the men are going to be naturally stronger on average. That's just the fact. Why? Testosterone, all this shit, and even all the stuff that I'm not even knowledgeable about. Okay? Simple. So that being said, basketball, men can dunk, men can hit home runs. You don't see people flocking. Who's fighting for the Olympic, let's say, fucking softball team? Olympic softball team. Who's watching softball? Women don't even play baseball. They do in some, like, probably there's leagues, okay, But have you ever wondered why there aren't any female pitchers in the major leagues? Because they don't throw as hard. They'll get destroyed. They'll get jacked. It'll be a fucking home run derby. And that's just a fact. When you're used to facing 100-mile-an-hour fastballs and then someone gets up there throwing 83, you're going to go yard. Going to go fucking yard. How many times have you seen soccer people, football fans, right? Real football, not American football. How many times have you seen Cristiano Ronaldo fucking kick one from fucking like way beyond the 18 on a line and it's going up into the back of the net? You never see that in female and women's soccer. That's why more people watch men's soccer, because it's more entertaining. That's why more people fill up the stadiums. That's why more people buy tickets. That's why they get paid more money. And that's it. There's no fucking way there should be equal pay simply because there isn't enough money to go around. Where do you think the money comes from? As if it's just coming from the fucking ground. We're just growing money. We're just growing money. If there's fucking $100 billion in ticket sales for men's soccer, then there's more to get paid. There's more people there. You need more security. You need more teams. You need more stadiums. You need more vendors. Okay. If you have like 10 million for women's soccer, how are you going to get the same pay? What female athlete are you going to pay $100 million contract to? You cannot name, maybe you can name one female soccer player. Maybe one, just because the World Cup was recently. I can't. I have someone in mind from, I don't even remember her name. I don't. And it's not because I hate women. Get the fuck out of here. Brittany Dawn thinks I don't deserve a girlfriend. Or she did. Oh, silly. Oh, Brittany. It's funny. Listen to the message. Listen to the message. Get out of your own fucking head. Let's think about facts here. Let's think about facts. Let's think about logic. Let's think about common fucking sense. And I know, think about what I'm saying. I know I have a massive female audience, and I love you ladies. And the reason why I love you is because the females that follow this page, you're not a bunch of bitches. You're not stupid fucking twats. You're not. That's why you're here. And it's okay that men are better at certain things. And guess what? There are a lot of women that are a lot better at a lot of things than guys. Let me fucking tell you. Let me tell you how many things wouldn't get accomplished if Mama Swole wasn't around this place. Okay? And it's not about housekeeping. She balances me out. She fills in the gaps where I fail and vice versa. That's how you have a relationship with communication, right? You're supposed to have a partner and you even each other out. It's silly. It's silly nonsense. It's silly fucking nonsense. And people can't voice their fucking opinions because they're going to get fired. They're going to get in trouble. Papa Swole, I would share your content, but you say a lot of naughty words and I don't want people to think that I agree with you. Okay, well, that fucking sucks. I never want to live in that kind of a bubble. I don't give a shit. My family sees what I post. My girlfriend's family sees what I post. Everyone sees what I post. I don't give a fuck. Okay? You don't like it? Goodbye. You don't like it? Get the fuck out of here. And it's not that I'm not accepting. I'm accepting. I just want to talk about facts. Fuck your feelings. You can have your feelings. You are free to have your feelings. 100% free. It's okay. I got feelings too. But when your feelings conflict with common sense and actual fucking science, we got a problem, because science cannot be usurped by emotion. Oh, you don't feel like having diabetes today? You don't feel like being fat? Well, it's too bad, because you're fat and you have fucking diabetes. Diabetes is not an emotion. It's not a state of feeling. I feel like I have diabetes today. Okay. It doesn't matter. Either you have it or you don't. You have heart disease or you don't. You're going to die young or you won't. It's not a feeling. It's not a feeling. It's a fact. So we have to make sure that we keep this dialogue open. We have to make sure that we keep our language open. And I have a video coming out, not tomorrow. Probably let that driving while gaining sit marinate for another fucking day. So if you didn't see it, go watch it again. Share it with someone that's a pussy. And then I think Thursday we'll probably have one. I got one coming on, well, you'll see. But there's a lot of these buzzwords that need to be addressed. These buzzwords are problems. These buzzwords turn into these fucking fake emotions. And we title everything in this world. We title everything. We have to put a label on everything. And there's nothing wrong with describing something. But when you're creating new movements and new terms that just don't fucking make sense, these terms don't make sense. You're creating this illusion. You're making shit up. You're making shit up. Fat acceptance, what does that fucking mean? You're accepting fat? Like, think about fat acceptance. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does fat acceptance, what does it mean? That I'm accepting fat? I'm not accepting it. I don't want to accept it. If you're watching and you're fat, I don't hate you. Newsflash, I don't hate people that are fat. I feel for them. I want them to take action. If you are fat, you need to do something about it unless you want to have issues. Okay? If you are just a sadist and you want to fucking punish yourself, okay. If you're addicted, go to inpatient care. If you need to get help, that's what this message is for. We don't have enough people that are out there, enough voices that are loud enough that are pushing back against this bullshit, because fat acceptance is dangerous. It's dangerous because it's confusing emotion. It's confusing how you feel with the actual science, the actual situation, the actual facts. Again, diabetes is not a state of mind. Diabetes is not an emotion. You don't wake up and feel diabetes today. No, you wake up and you feel happy and sad. So you can't judge someone's feelings. That's another thing. You can't judge someone's feelings. If you're feeling sad, I can't say, no, you don't. Maybe you do. It's important to understand why you feel sad. It's important to address that because you don't have to feel sad. The cool thing about feelings, and you learn this with meditation, that you can control your feelings. When you have a feeling, you can understand and recognize where that feeling is coming from, and then work with that and understand what those feelings are and where they're coming from. And when they arise in those situations, you can address that, notice that, and then you can let that shit go and not be affected in the same way that a lot of people are just slaves to their emotions. And you see this with all the fat acceptance and body positivity and fat phobia. I'm so afraid of fat. I'm so afraid of fat. I'm afraid of dying, but not in the sense that we're all going to die, but I'm afraid of fucking dying unnecessarily young. I'm afraid of being a victim to that shit, but not afraid in the sense that, I'm scared of it. I'm just going to do what I can to prevent it. It's different if it wasn't preventable. It's different. It's different if you couldn't help it. But most people, these kinds of issues, even thyroid issues, these are all environmental. Very few people are born with thyroid issues. If you're punishing your body with chemicals and obesity your entire life, it's going to fuck your hormones up. If you're fucking yourself up with food for 30 years, you're going to have some issues that maybe can't be reversed. But it's important to take responsibility and understand that you're in the driver's seat. And no one gives a shit about your life, or no one should give a shit about your life more than you. That's another thing. People expect that the doctor is going to give a fuck. The doctors don't care. They don't have time to care. Look, they don't have time to care. They have to see patients. They have to make a living too. They got to pay off their student loans. They got to pay off their malpractice insurance. They got to pay off all the people, the medical billing and coding. The doctors just need volume. They don't have time to care. And that's a problem of the sick care system that we're in. So it's literally, I don't know. Feelings have no IQ. That's a good one. Feelings don't have an IQ. And a lot of these people that complain, fat acceptance people, don't have an IQ either. Fancy that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that whole bullshit. That's like the YOLO thing, that James 11:30. I hate the people that say, quote, you can die any day, so you got to live when you're alive. You got to live when you're alive. You're going to die when you're dead. As they clog their last artery with Twinkie filling. Yeah, a lot of people try to justify. That's what these things are. That's what cheat meals are. That's what binge eating is. It's justification. There's a level of justification. You're going to justify these decisions. Now, again, I'm not saying you can't cheat. I'm not saying you can't have a piece of pizza. I'm not saying you can't have an ice cream cone. However, most of you that have goals, that have some kind of fucking aspirations, you shouldn't be having that. That's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. And it depends. If you're a person that can really lock shit down, you're not going to have massive stomach and psychological distress. You can have a little something, control it, and that's it. You're not going to have a problem with that. I personally choose more often than not to not consume those kinds of things. However, can you imagine if after this, I had a little bit of ice cream? Do you think that's going to ruin my physique and ruin my health if I have just a little bit now and I don't for a while? No, it's not. I choose not to. But if you're the kind of person that can control those things, it might not affect you that much. And maybe you can, quote, get away with it if that's something that you're really interested in. I choose to avoid those things just because. It's not that I'm trying to be more holy than you. It's not that I'm a better person. I'm not over here saying, well, I don't eat anything bad. I do sometimes. I do. I just really limit it. And I'm very selective with what I decide to stretch or to, my boundaries. I really don't do it for a lot of things. It might be for a little bit of whiskey or a cigar or maybe, I don't know. I can't even think of, who knows? Maybe I'm out to dinner somewhere and I have a choice and I'm like hungry and I'm like, all right, fuck it, but I'll make the better decisions. I don't know. But for me, because I have so much momentum, because I have such control, it's not going to affect me as someone who has massive, massive eating issues. So when you tell someone, blanket audience, okay, when you have a lot of followings and a lot of people, if I was saying it's okay, like that fucking Instagram nutritionist, I do have a follow-up to that video, by the way, on YouTube coming. But if you have a massive following and you're telling people it's okay to eat what they want, it's okay to have or to intuitively eat and just listen to your body. When you tell that to people, most people have massive addictive food issues. Most people are addicted to food. Addicted. They can't stop. You eat a little bit, it'll lead to tomorrow eating a little bit more or having a little bit later, and it'll get that kind of trigger going. And then you'll crave it the next day, and you'll crave it the next day, and you'll crave it the next day. It's because you're not setting good habits. If you are allowing yourself to have that domino effect, you have to be self-aware enough to realize, oh, that's not good for me. I'm the type of person that's going to fuck my world up. Do you have goals? Do you have things that you want to control? Do you have like things that you want to achieve? If you're going to go off the deep end, you need to get yourself a better support system. You're not going to be able to have that kind of freedom because you don't have, psychologically, you can't handle it. A lot of people can't handle it. A lot of people cannot handle it. And yeah, it's true. Most people don't know most people don't know what's in their food. Most people don't care what's in their food. And even more scary, most people don't know to even think about what's in their food. That's possibly the scariest thing, is that most people don't even understand that food is different. Most people don't understand that food is different. Different types of food is different. Most people don't understand that the reason why food looks different, that this is a piece of bread, this is a sweet potato, this is a piece of steak, this is broccoli. It's different fucking shit. It's different fucking shit, fam. It's different. The foods are different. They're fucking different. You know why they look different? Because they're fucking different. They do different things inside your body. They're going to give you different things. They're made up of different shit. I mean, goddamn. They're different. You don't think they're going to do different things inside your body? You're a fucking moron. You're an idiot to think that it's not doing different things. There's a reason why if you're restricting calories, you're going to lose weight. You're going to lose weight. However, it's also going to be hard to lose weight. Even if you're restricting calories, if you have a lot of inflammation, a lot of other issues, it can be a little bit harder. Even if you're in a slight deficit, you could have other issues and other things that are resulting in your body retaining fat a little bit more. But I mean, it's very common sense. Most people that think they're in a deficit aren't in a deficit, because how do you actually calculate your energy expenditure? With a Fitbit? With a watch? You put in how long you did cardio and a little app told you how many calories you burned? That's usually the problem. Those things aren't accurate. The watches and those things, they're not accurate. So you don't, it's not something, that's why I don't use those fucking things. It's not something you need to track. You don't need to look at that fucking app. You don't need to look at your watch and it's going to tell you what you did. You need to actually plug in and be a little bit more analytical. You need to track things. You need to be aware of the quality of your foods. So it depends. It depends on the type of person you are. And that's another reason why meditation and this psychological approach is important, because if you understand what your triggers are, you know if you need to be one of those analytical people and really focus on counting calories and measuring in that way, or if you're more of a creative person, you're like, you know what, I need to start with focusing on the quality period and then kind of bring up the rear with calorie counting. Because that's the way that I like to help people. Because I think more often than not, people don't like to play with the numbers too much, even though they're important. You know, you tell someone that hates math and that hates doing that kind of stuff and doesn't really use their phone that often to track things, and they're going to forget to track things. Think about that. You forget to track a food. Maybe you lose 500 calories for the day because you forgot to put it in, or you forgot how much you ate. Oh, I didn't weigh that. I think I ate about 1 cup, and you actually ate 3 cups. So, and then you later on, oh, I didn't lose weight, but I tracked everything and I did. Well, you actually ate too much. You didn't track it accurately. So some people aren't like that. So people that don't work like that, it's not going to be the best approach. If you don't work like that, if that's not the best place for you, if you're not an analytical person, then it's not the best thing to start with counting calories. It's important, but it's also important to focus on the quality first. So you do that first. And when you're eating high fibrous foods and a lot of vegetables and real foods, and you're cutting out all the liquid calories, you're gonna temper your caloric intake a lot. And I talk about this from people that a lot of what we discuss with nutrition, I want to clarify something. A lot of what we discuss with nutrition is about weight loss and fat loss, because most people need to lose weight. Most people are obese. You know, we don't have a huge okay, people are too skinny nowadays, we got to get yoked. But the same thing goes for someone who's trying to gain. If you have a porous gut, if you're eating inflammatory foods and foods that don't work well for you, it's better that you choose more optimal choices. But then, of course, you have to increase your caloric intake and have a surplus if you're lifting and trying to put on size and weight. It's just all these things provide a little bit of data, but the data needs to be in context. So even if you use a Fitbit and you fucking love it, you have to put it into context. You can't swear your life by it. You can't depend on it. You have to be able to do this solo. You have to be able to do this on your own. Well, that's cool. Look, I know a lot of people got results with Fitbits and stuff like that. I see people in the comments. That's fine. Like I mentioned, some people can come at fitness with counting calories from the start. However, for me, it's why are you going to count calories when you're eating Twinkies and garbage and soda? Well, I'll have 1 soda today. And this is like, fuck, you're going to count garbage? Don't count garbage. Focus on the quality and then worry about the quantity. You're less likely to overeat when you're eating whole foods because you're going to get full. The problem with processed foods is that you can pack in so many calories before you feel satiated. I got a lot of people. We got the Fitbit fucking comments coming in. I like the Fitbits. It tracks my steps. I took 5,000 steps today. I'm a good person. Fat acceptance. What? I took some more steps. I tracked it. I walked more. Okay. Go to the fucking gym. Walking. You can walk. It's good. It's good exercise. Go to the gym. Lift some weights. Do some yoga. Oh yeah, and shut your mouth. Stop eating. We need more people to have eating disorders in that sense. That's controversial, of course. We need more people to fucking shut their mouths. We need more people to actually get, I need to get on a right routine. If you're eating 4,000 calories a day, you need more people to be aware that they need to only eat 2,000. We need people to stop fucking eating. They wouldn't be obese. It's proof. It's proof. If you don't eat that much, you're not going to gain weight. You're going to lose weight if you don't eat enough. Close your mouth. Close your mouth. I don't want anyone to have an eating disorder. Come on, you know that. I know it, James, for sure. Papa Swoles, I just started yin yoga today and it was relaxing as fuck. I just did it yesterday. I did one of our classes inside Swolenormous X. I did the yin for, I think it was yin for hips. I love that class. It was a good one. Let's see. I cut my daily intake to a mix of specific foods. Yeah, I eat consistently too. Consistent foods, consistent dieting, you can still get a nice variety, but consistent intake will also kind of stunt your taste buds and you're going to crave less variety if you're consistent with your food intake. But also if you're eating healthy fats and quality fats, you're going to feel more satisfied. It's better for your taste buds. You're going to feel it's going to be delicious. This is for the podcast people. Right in your ear hole. So this kind of segues in, and this whole episode we've kind of talked about the topic, but I didn't address it directly. But it's about stepping up your level and leveling up. But are you ready to level up? And are you reaching? Are you reaching over your capacity? And this kind of comes back to what we're already talking about. So that's why we seemingly went in the weeds, but it's all the same. It's all the same topic. Most of you are, or a lot of people are you're training like a professional athlete. You're getting into fitness, you're getting into exercise and dieting and nutrition, and you're trying to go to like level 9. It's like a video game, Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and starting with Mike Tyson. You got to work your way up with the levels. And when you're just starting going to the gym and you're just trying to build habits, or you're just trying to get your nutrition on point and you're trying to build habits, and you go hardcore into a whole nutrition plan, or you go hardcore into a 6-day-a-week training program, you're going to fucking bonk out. You're not preparing yourself properly. And the best way to set habits are progressive habit forming. So for example, and a lot of you that are in Swolenormous X, you are aware of this, there's different ways to do an elimination. You can do a hardcore elimination. Some people are like that type of, okay, I'm going to quit, and you go cold turkey, you go all in. Some of you work like that, and some of you need to do one thing at a time. So you can eliminate one thing at a time. You can do a progressive elimination where you eliminate one food that you can get rid of for a long period of time, if not forever. You start and you add another one, and you cut another thing out, and you cut another thing out. And these could be things that you know are bad for you. Could be sodas, could be ice cream, could be chips, could be candy, things in the house. And you just chip away at things and you create those habits one at a time, because all of this is just habits. All of this are habits. If you learn and you study psychology and you look into habit forming, that's the game. If you can change your habits, that's all it is. Fitness is a habit. Preparing your food is a habit. Making sure, like my gym bag, like I know when I go to the gym, my wallet's in my gym bag, my AirPods are in my gym bag. I know I just need to grab a water bottle, I put on this, I grab my bag. I know everything's in there because I don't take it out. It's prepared. I have my flow. It's part of my day. It's something that I do. I don't miss it. And if you don't have that habit, it's going to seem like a stress. It's going to seem like something you have to think about. It's going to seem like something that you have to overly plan. And I don't like that. No, I don't like that. Awaken the wolf, 21 to 30 days to form a habit. I hate that shit. I don't fucking buy that for a second. You can start a habit today. It's all about commitment. It's not about time. However, one thing, like you can cut something out today and be like, I'm never doing this again, and never do it again. So did it really take 21 days, or did it take a decision and a commitment to make it fucking permanent? It takes commitment, not time. So that's going to be different for everyone, because if you do it for 30 or 40 days and then you quit, well, then it didn't take 21 or 30 days. Maybe it takes 40 days, but you don't know. It takes as long as it takes until you fucking break that habit. So you could do it for 12 months and then stop. So that habit ended. So maybe it took you a year. So it's about commitment. And if you never go off of it and you never go back on it, then it didn't take time. It just took your decision. But if you think about it as habits, if you think about it as habits and less as this overwhelming experience, all the data, all the information, if you break it down to a habit, it's like brushing your teeth, tying your shoes, putting your seatbelt on when you get in the car. Maybe a lot of you make coffee first thing in the morning, making your coffee, having a drink of water, going to the bathroom. These are just habits. These are things that you do. You shower before bed. I hope you shower before bed. Any of you, I hope you fucking don't go to bed dirty. I hate that shit. You can shower in the morning, but at least shower at night. My bed is sacred. I don't fucking get into bed dirty. Always rinse off. Don't go to bed. Don't sleep in your fucking filth. You fucking savages. You animals. I know you do. You guys are fucking gross. You biches are gross. How dare you? But each habit's different. You know, it takes commitment. But if we think about it less as like being overwhelmed with vegan, carnivore, paleo, keto, CrossFit, 2 days a week, push, pull, upper, lower, this, all that shit works. All that stuff works. All of it works. All these different nutrition plans, all these different training styles, obviously they work, but they work with context. The reason why these things, whether it's the nutrition, whether it's the training styles, the reason why all of them exist is because they work for certain people. So they've grown, they've acquired a big audience because they work for some people. Some people they don't work for. Some people they do work for. So it becomes a thing for a population. Some people love CrossFit. Some people hate CrossFit. Some people tried it, didn't like it. Some people tried it and got hurt. Some people, okay. Some people like veganism. Some people hate it. Some people tried it, didn't work. Some people tried it, it was okay, but they didn't like it. Okay, well, it doesn't mean that it doesn't work and it's garbage for everyone. It just means it's not optimal for everyone. And once we start accepting that there's different things and people can have different opinions and people can like different things, it doesn't have to be a fucking battle. There is no right answer. There is absolutely no proof of right answers. There's no proof of right answers. There's opinions, there's research, there's more research, and we're just scratching the surface. Maybe there will be an answer in the far future, but I don't know. I doubt it, because the best diet and the best training program, just like we talked about, when you have your habit, the commitment, the best program, training program, diet, the best one is the one that you can be consistent with. If you cannot be consistent with your training program, it's garbage, it sucks, it's not going to get you results. It's not going to get you results. And if you guys, yeah, I like that. Awaken the Wolf Fat Loss, 100,000 cosplay as Khal Drogo. If you guys get me to 100K on YouTube, now on the Daily Swole Daily Swole podcast, sure. Main channel, you guys bump me up and share my shit and get me to 100K, I'll cosplay as Khal Drogo. I'll do that without it. But yeah, maybe I will. So that's up to you. Do your work. Subscribe to the channel. Anyway. What's up, Rachel Lee? Let's take some questions. That was a bunch of ranting. That was a bunch of good little nuggets. Always come for the good nuggets. Always come for the good nugs. Let's see. Tomorrow, a little bit of a heads up. If you got questions, comments below. Tomorrow, hold on, coffee burp. Oh yeah. Oh, now I could do another hour for the podcast. Oh yeah, I was holding that in. Oh goodness. Oh, that fucking felt good. So I'll take some questions. If you have them tomorrow at about 7 p.m., got a guest on tomorrow. I will let you see who it is. It's probably no one that you might be aware of, but lifestyle, fitness, health coach. She's from Down Under, from Australia. Let me see. Rachel, let me see here. No, I'll tell you where you can find her. So on Instagram and on YouTube. Let me see. I will tell you who it is. But tomorrow at 7 p.m., Rachel Aust. And that's one word, Rachel Aust, RACHELAUST on Instagram. And I mean, she has links there for her YouTube page and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be an interesting perspective. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. And oh yeah, do you know her? Yeah, she's got a big following on Instagram and YouTube, but she, I like her style in terms of, I mean, obviously she has very consistent style. It looks like she lives in like she lives like in a Pier 1 Imports. So, I mean, talk about a nice profile and stuff like that. But we've been messaging back and forth for a while. She came across my content because of all the shit that I'm doing with the Australian fitness community with Madeline and stuff like that. So we connect on a lot of different issues, and I'm interested to hear perspectives from someone who's literally across the world. And I know a lot of you are from Down Under, so I think it's going to be a cool conversation and some context. So that's something that is interesting to me when we have this kind of international type of conversation, because and Michelle and I were talking about this yesterday, you have the actual real world, and then you have the virtual world. So the virtual world is like a veil, kind of like a cover over the actual world. But we have countries and boundaries and cultures that are different in reality. But then on the internet, everyone's kind of mashed together. So it's going to be interesting to kind of hear someone's perspective and experience that is literally in a different country. So it's going to be super fun. And tomorrow, about 7 p.m. Eastern time, is when it's scheduled. So you'll see me go live. So again, it won't be on Instagram. So you have to make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Daily Swole Podcast. Natasha Oceans, is that someone else? Cold brew is better than hot brew because I don't get the coffee sweats or burps. Well, you're a savage. I like my coffee. I like my coffee like I like my women. I guess hot, cold, black, creamy. I like them all. Let's see. Yolanda Coffee. Oh, good name. I fucking loved the podcast with Michelle. Please do more. I plan to. Well, she's definitely going to come back on. Look, I would have her on every day. We had a great conversation, but I want to get like a little round table on. If there's anyone else that you would like to see on the podcast, but I have to want to talk to the person. I have to want to talk to them. They have to want to talk to me. They have to want to be around the nuts. They have to want to be in this environment. There are some people that I do want on the show that will talk about it. But she will be back on. Michelle will be back on. We've already discussed it. We're going to do some other collabs and videos and stuff like that. So I think you're going to like that. We have some funny shit planned, but I want to get her on with Alan, and I want to have both of them on because when Alan was on, I upgraded and changed like some of the stuff I do with streaming. So the Alan's podcast, it was a little bit delayed and the quality was kind of funky. And I'm like, I didn't have it. So after that podcast, I got pissed off. So I worked on a bunch of stuff, did a bunch of research and upgraded a bunch of things. So I'm going to have him come back on. And of course the audio is great, but I want him to come back on and it's going to be literally the same quality. So it's going to be sweet. So we'll probably do that again. I'll message him and we'll see if we can set that up. So, no, well, I don't care if they're RAOA. She's on YouTube, but she lives in Europe. Well, what's her name? Rachel lives in Australia. It's just a matter of scheduling. So I think that's like 13 hours ahead or 14 hours ahead for her. So my evening is her morning. So it's like Wednesday to Thursday. I want to talk, but without the nuts. No. If you're on the Daily Swole podcast, you're getting the nuts. You're getting the nuts. Brad Autry Fitness, what's up? First live with you. Thanks for being here, bruh. First time listening live, Rachel Lee on Instagram. How do you rebuild your metabolism after eating in a severe caloric deficit for a while? Rebuild it? Is there still this like idea that you're damaging and ruining your body? What do you mean? How do you rebuild it? Just keep training. One of the things that people need to be more aware of is the endocrine system takes time. If you have a lot of, let's say, toxins in your body, or you have a lot of issues, or you've really damaged your thyroid, or you've really damaged any of these things from the endocrine function standpoint, it's not going to come back overnight. There are people that really did a lot of damage, and it might take, for example, to repair their hormone balance, it might take years. It depends on how severe it is. It depends on what you've done to your body. Now, I'm not a scientist, so there are people out there and doctors and endocrinologists that can talk way more about this. I'm just aware of these things. So I try not to talk over, and I try not to leave my lane in terms of what I'm familiar with or what I'm an expert in. So unless you're an endocrinologist, like I couldn't literally say exactly what it is. So how to repair your metabolism, that's literally an endocrinologist like realm. But at the same time, that's also like a functional medicine. So that's getting more popular. You've probably heard of functional medicine or integrative medicine. That's something that's getting more and more. That's the way medicine should be. It shouldn't be sick care. It should be health care. So integrative and functional medicine is about looking at someone and all the stuff that they're doing, spending more time with the patient, working on their habits, working on their lifestyle, not just, oh, here's some medication, go on with your life. So that would be, okay, let's focus on maybe, because things like even your shampoos and your conditioners and your perfumes they could be endocrine disruptors. So all those perfumes and things, they can actually trigger fucking issues with your hormone function. And think about all the cleaners. Think about the bedding that you sleep in. You know, it's made in China and it's packed with chemicals and you're laying on it, just breathing it in and absorbing it through your skin. Your skin is like a mouth. So all these different soaps and perfumes and lotions and cleaners and all the stuff that we're subjected to in the fucking toxic environment, all the cars and the carbon fallout and all this shit. Again, it's not a conspiracy theory, it's reality. Humans, we haven't evolved. We're the same as we were 500 years ago. The same. We're the fucking same. We're the same. Our environment is completely different, and it's completely different within the last 100 years. So this sudden spike of obesity, of illness, of all these issues, why is that going up so strongly? Just like organic and eating healthy is going up. Like, why are they both going up together? It's because there's a lot of problems. There are a lot of variables, and it's hard for anyone to speak on all the different variables because there's so many, but it's important to be aware of them. And if you have issues, it's important to dig into some of these things. That's why they have things like natural toothpaste and natural soaps and stuff. I mean, I don't know about the natural deodorant. I mean, you can put rock salt on if you want to. That shit doesn't fucking work. Tom's deodorant does not work. You want to stink like shit, you put that stuff on. Doesn't work. It's a lie. But there are good ones out there. That's the one thing that's great about Amazon and about this big push in social media. You have a lot of micro brands that are actually making better products with more natural ingredients and less chemicals and less things that have been proven or might be causing people issues. So it's something to think about. And the reason why I talk about these things, again, I don't want to talk beyond my expertise, but I'm aware of these possibilities. And many people aren't even aware that that could be a factor. So that's why I say that. And then you can go and Google and go off in the world and search. So I don't have command of that information to like really give you all these specific details, but there's absolutely a lot of things out there that that cause people problems. And we surround ourselves with toxic shit and just things that are not natural in a human being's environment until just recently. Damn keys. Any suggestions for starting yoga? Yeah, any beginner class. You can go to a local gym, go to a local studio. You can Google it on YouTube. We have beginner to advanced classes inside Swole Enormous X, but of course it's my membership site. So if you're looking for something free, I would just Google on YouTube. Just start something basic. Start with a beginner class. One of the things about yoga is it's a practice. So there's no good or bad. Most people, because it's such a unique style of movement that they've never done before, it's very natural. But if you've never done it, you're going to feel, oh, I suck at yoga. No one's good at yoga either. It's a practice for what your body can handle. So every day you're going to be different. Even if you practice every single day, some days you'll get on the mat and you'll be tight as fuck. You slept wrong, you didn't hydrate enough, you're just gonna be really tight and stiff, especially if you're lifting. Some days you're gonna be tight. You just have to accept where you are and just practice. I got a very good natural deodorant. It took a minute, but I did find a good one. Well, good. Good for you. Good for you. Holly, I use organic shower and cleaning products. Yeah, and things like apple cider vinegar. People are wondering, is that good for fat loss? I don't think so. It's good for cleaning, actually. It's good for a face toner. That's one of those things, apple cider vinegar, you can use for like 1,000 different things. Your great grandmother used it to like clean metal and shit. It's down here. Amy on Instagram, it's crazy how ingredients and everyday items can hurt or help your internal health. Sure. And that's where people get confused. That's why I don't like talking about counting calories. I address it, but that's why I want to talk about the quality, because there are many aspects to the quality that go beyond just energy balance. So it's not just, oh, this has 200 calories, this has 400. It's like saying this sweet potato and these Oreos, they both have 200 calories. Okay. You're going to tell me that a 200 calorie sweet potato and 200 calories of Oreos is the same fucking thing just because they have the same fucking number, you fucking idiot? They're not. They're not the same. One gives you tons of nutrients. One gives you more sustainable energy. One's not going to give you fucking stupid ass cravings. One is made of chemicals and artificially created in a lab with tons of sodium and tons of garbage and artificial sweeteners. It's not the same. We have to be aware of that difference. We have to be aware that the quality is just as important as the energy balance. Energy balance is not just plus or minus. The body is not just more or less. Can I have V Shreds on the podcast? Fuck no. I don't want to talk to that guy. You want to hear him speak? You want to hear that guy fucking talk? The shit out of here. The fuck out of here, James. That bullshit. The fuck out of here. No one wants to hear him speak. Instagram's going to shut down in 3 seconds, so I'll reboot it while we close up. Oh, Instagram, when are you going to start giving me a little bit more live action? 1 hour. Oh, 1 hour. Continued. Post. Let people come back in. So we'll close it up soon. We'll wrap this bad boy up. Get a little more coffee here. Do I ever eat white potatoes? Sometimes I have like a craving. See, for me, a craving is like white potatoes, but I put butter all over that shit. Butter slows the digestion too. As far as I'm aware, it lowers the glycemic index. But sometimes I'll have a steak and white potatoes, but not often. I prefer sweet potatoes. I just like them better. I just like it more. I like sweet peats. That reminds me, maybe tonight's a steak night. Instead of ladies' night, it's steak night, and I'm feeling right. What's up? We're almost done here. So if you're brand new to the podcast, you missed the last live cast, we're about wrapping up. We've been here for over an hour. So I crave meats. Well, I did crave meats personally, like years ago, especially when I did vegan. I don't know if I was a vegan, vegetarian maybe. I don't remember if I was vegetarian or vegan for 6 months, but I got rid of like garbage meat and garbage content because I had nasty acid reflux. And then I realized the quality was fucking everything. How often do I eat red meat? Well, the meats that I try to eat more like nose to tail. So I have, grass-fed like beef liver. I have beef heart mixed in with my fatty beef. I'll have elk meat. I'll do chicken. I'll do fish. I'll do pastured eggs. I don't eat that every fucking day. I'll have bone broth and stuff. So sometimes I'll just have some bacon. Like if I don't work out that day and I don't really expend a lot of energy, I usually don't eat more than once or twice a day. There's like a period. I wouldn't really call it one meal a day, but it's like eating in the evening. So I might just have coffee, and then after I work out, I might have a sweet potato. A lot of times I like a sweet potato before I work out. Sometimes I don't, but then after I just kind of eat until I go to bed. I don't count my calories, but I don't know how many calories I count. So if you're going to ask me, what are your macros with this? I eat a lot of fat. I just focus on the quality foods. I don't really have any specific goals, but if I feel flat, if I feel like I want to put on a little more aside, I just eat a little bit more sweet potatoes. But I notice how I gravitate towards eating less. I just naturally gravitate towards eating less. So it just makes me more conscious of, my body does not want to be extra because I have to force it. I have to consciously eat more to get bigger. So I'm less likely, I don't want to force my body to maintain a heavier weight anymore, even if it means me not being quite as big or as full muscularly. I don't think I want to force my body to maintain a weight that I'm not comfortable with. So I kind of, after all this experience of counting, of measuring, of lifting, of bulking, of cutting, I'm more intuitive, but after 20 years of experience, I have earned the ability to be more intuitive. If you don't have results, you don't have the right, you don't have the awareness to do that. I have the awareness to do that because I know my body. I have experience with my body. I experience my body. I understand what my body wants and what my body needs. Mashed sweet potatoes are the bomb. Eat the skin. Don't be a fucking puss nugget. Eat the skin. Are you natty? Yes. Do I plan on staying natty? I don't know. I'm down with that TRT. I want quality of life. If I'm going to take some hormone therapy and use science to improve my energy and maintain my muscle mass, I am totally open to that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. As long as it's, mitigates the risk and stuff like that. If you're just taking it to get huge and stupid huge, but I mean when things are starting to you're starting to age, I think anti-aging, just like a lot of people in the anti-aging community, I think aging is a disease. Aging is a disease. You can reverse and you can slow things down a lot with science, but it doesn't replace fundamental ways of eating healthy. I will say if I do decide to do that, because I do need to get like blood work and stuff done, but you have to get that kind of stuff done regularly because blood work is just a snapshot at one point in time. You have to and if you have a hard workout one day, the next day your testosterone might be lower, this, that, and the other. So if I do start to do that and if I go that route, I'll talk about it on the podcast. I'm not going to hide it. I mentioned a bunch of times. I don't feel like that's a bad thing. It's when people are doing this in the gym and trying to just fucking get super swole. If you're replacing what you naturally would have to improve because I want to be lifting, I want to feel energy. I don't want to be just wasting away. No, we have technology for a reason. Let's fucking prolong this shit. So I'm totally down for that. Danny, I work at a gym and I had someone last night ask me about V-Shred. Ooh. And I told them he was a jabroni and they need to follow you. My man. What's your take on tanning unhealthy? I don't know. I've done it before back in the day. I mean, I like getting sun. but I don't like getting burned. I don't like to go out and fucking overcook, but the sun gives me energy. If I don't get sun for a while, I just fucking get not depressed, but low energy, low mood. Why do you think I live in Florida? I mean, I go outside for a little bit, walk the dog, take my shirt off, get some sun on my tits. Boom. I'm revitalized. I love doing that, walking the dog, getting some sun on my nips, and then going to the gym. It just wakes me up. Feel good. Look at you, Holly. Exercise sustains the length of your telomeres, which is the key to slowing the aging process. But I've also heard things like CrossFit and excessive like overtraining and over can just destroy your telomeres. Again, I'm talking about things that I'm not, I think that's also important. I'm just trying to always put out there, like, I'm not an expert in that. A lot of you ask me questions that are super high level and I appreciate it. And I'm aware of a lot of things, to be honest. When you ask me something and I say I have no fucking idea, I'm aware, I have thoughts, I have opinions, I have things in my brain, but not enough to actually like give you an answer. That's something that is really loose online. A lot of people give opinions or give answers to things that they have no fucking business doing. I get pissed off when trainers give people nutrition advice. You're not qualified to give someone nutrition advice, you fucking bitch. That was harsh. You're not qualified to give someone nutrition advice. You're a personal trainer. You have a certification. You don't know anything about the person. That's why the only reason I talk about nutrition is because I talk about the elimination. I guide people. I guide all of you. I give you this insight into how you can help yourself. So for my members, I have recipes and I have different options, but I show them, okay, this is how you can approach this. You still have to customize it yourself. You still have to figure it out and actually do it. But it's a safe way to approach nutrition, to individualize it and to customize it. If you're not willing to customize your nutrition, you're just going to follow someone else's body. You're not that person. I think it's extremely reckless for a trainer. I think it's reckless for anyone, even a fucking dietitian, to be like, eat these things. You got to help people form better habits. You got to help people customize their shit. For one human to tell another human what they should be eating, ugh. I don't know, especially a fucking trainer. Fuck that shit. You shouldn't be giving someone this, eat this, 2 cups of this. Here's a meal plan. Yikes. Fucking run. That's my opinion. Run. If a trainer is giving you like a nutrition plan, fucking run. I don't find that legal at all or safe. I don't find that safe at all. I think that's a huge issue with personal training. You get a certification. I know who gets certifications. People. I taught people to be personal trainers. I educated people. I prepared them for training exams for NASM. I've taught many, many people, many, hundreds, if not thousands of people to be personal trainers. I used to teach certifications around the fucking country. I've taught trainers. I've done so many different things in the fitness industry. I've seen the quality. There are some people out there that really know what they're talking about. And when someone actually knows what they're talking about, or they have command of what they know, they also have command of what they don't fucking know, and they stay in their fucking lane. And most people don't. They want to be the one-stop shop and give all these answers. Well, that's the problem. You give someone an answer off the just fucking, off the top of your head, you just bullshit someone. Not only are they probably going to know because people can smell bullshit, but you're also potentially hurting someone. And it's not right. If you don't know, tell someone you don't fucking know. Simple. It's so simple. Be fucking honest. Why is honesty such a problem? I agree, Holly. You guide people to find your own nutrition? I like to think so. People do the elimination. Do the elimination diet. Come on. Do it. Do the elimination. Eliminate it. Cut it out. Swole. What's a good home full body workout for a lazy bloat? A lazy bloat? Oh, you're a lazy, like a bloke? Like, I'm a lazy bloke. I'm not from the UK, so a bloat is a bloke. A bloke's a bloke, a bloke. What's a good home full body workout? What kind of a question is that? I'm going to be like, oh, you should do 5 sets of this and 2 sets of this. Start with yoga. Start with getting in the habit of doing something every day for 20 minutes, 15 minutes. I think it's more about the habit. You're struggling to get into a routine. So that's the thing. Ali, whatever it's on the screen. You're struggling to get into the habit. The routine doesn't matter. Right now, it doesn't matter. It's about you doing something every day. So I would say 15 minutes a day. Do 15 minutes of yoga. If it turns into half an hour, it turns into half an hour. Do some push-ups, do some squats, anything. Just do something simple. Something simple every day. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, go for a walk, but set aside a chunk of time, 15 minutes to do something. If it stretches to half an hour, that's fine. But the next day you're doing your 15 minutes, and then that can do half an hour and 45. You can expand it, but every day you have to do something. It's about creating that habit. It's going to take time to get results. You want to get into routine, but then people confuse the routine with effort. Like, oh, but I want to see results. No. You're not going to get results for months or years. Like, it's going to take time for you to build that up. And if you're starting to get into routine, you're going to want to do that for the next 30 or 40 years. So there's no rush. What's the rush? You're not going to get results overnight. So just don't even plan for it. RAOA, Rawa. My friend is so unhealthy. She doesn't work out and she drinks her meals. Ugh. How do I change her habits and get her to be healthier? I'm worried for her. You don't. That's a problem. You don't change anyone. You can't change her habits. She has to change herself. You can lead by example. You can invite her to the gym. You can invite her over because you're going to cook. You can hang out and do like a whole cooking thing. You can go to a cooking class so she learns how to cook. You can just, instead of eating out, you can just do more meals and, or you can find another friend. Doesn't sound like someone who's very inspiring. You might be slowing yourself down by hanging out with people that are pulling you and holding you back. Sometimes people get woken up when you actually make better choices and spend your time with someone who's more inspiring. Just a thought. Sometimes people will get a wake-up call like, wow, that person's going to the gym. So when they want to go to the movies or go eat junk or drink junk or whatever the fuck, be like, no, I'm going to the gym. You want to come? Like, no. Like, okay. And you go. And maybe you just don't spend time with it. There's 7.5 billion people in the world or whatever it is. Just a thought. There are a lot of people. And that friend, and here's another thing with friendship, and this is just my opinion and my experience. You go through periods where like you might have a friend from when you're 20 to 25, and then you kind of keep that friend around, and that friend's like a lifetime friend for some reason. You keep the person around, but you're not really the same person anymore. You're different, but you still spend time because of like this nostalgia. So you have to understand that there's some people that are friends for a period of time, and there are some people that are lifelong friends. So you always have those childhood friends where you might not hang out all the time, but if you need someone to talk to or you need like help, you call and they're there for you in a second. But you're just lifer friends. And there are some people that, hey, we were friends and we were close and we were tight when we were working together. Maybe when I was 20 to 25, but then I moved and we left this, and you might be friendly or be aware of them, but you don't hang out, you don't communicate, and that's it. So you have different friends for different phases. It's okay to have new friends. It's okay to meet new people. And if that person doesn't want to be around you or go to the gym or do that, it's like, then find someone who does. Go to the gym. You'll meet someone, be friendly, talk to people. You'll find other people. So it's just the truth. You can't help or change people. You can help by leading by example. And if they don't want to do it, you can't force them. And you don't want to expend all your energy on someone that doesn't want to help themselves. So then you have to fucking go your own way and let them either come along or let them find someone else. That's a good question. Patricia, does anyone here have an issue with breakouts on their face and where their workout gear lies, even when showering right after? Do you wash your stuff? It depends. It could be something you're cleaning your face with or before or after. Pores getting clogged. I'll have to ask Mama Swolio. I don't have a good answer for that. I know I sometimes get that if I wear like my headband and I don't wash it, because I tend to not wash it because I feel like my headbands have like the memories of workouts and it's good fucking mojo. It's like, hey, no. I'm 3 workouts deep with that headband. I had 3 good sessions. Not the best thing. So you can drop that in the comments below. Papa Swolio, what's up? What are some exercises to strengthen pelvic floor muscles? Get your Kegels, girl. Squeeze that puss. Get some of those marbles like 50 Shades. Yeah. Some good exercises. Literally, hip bridges, activating your transverse abdominis when you're doing hip bridges and things like that. Yoga is great. Strengthen your core, sucking your stomach while you're going through various positions with yoga. Glutes, hip bridges. That's a good one. Pelvic floor muscles is more about like activating those muscles while you activate the glutes while you're going through different exercises. So if you're doing hip bridges or single leg hip bridges or frog pumps and things like this, glute activation exercise, but you're sucking your stomach in and you're aligning your spine a little bit better, you're doing a posterior tilt, that will by default, if you're stabilizing and you're putting your body in an environment where it needs to stabilize, then these muscles inside, because it's hard to activate consciously. So you don't necessarily have control over it. However, a lot of these movements or ways to activate core musculature is by putting your body in a better position, postural position, and then those muscles start to fire. So if you do a plank properly, and you're doing a plank, you're sucking your stomach in, squeezing your glutes, posterior tilting, when you do it properly, all of a sudden you might start to shake and vibrate. It's just the coordination. It's these muscles trying to synchronize their movements so to handle it. And before you were just depending on larger muscles like the hip flexors and the quads and the lower back, you were slacking. So when you put your body in a better position and it starts hitting those intrinsic muscles, then you start shaking because it's like riding a bike. Pilates for pelvic floor. Yeah, I don't do Pilates. That's a good one. Try some Pilates. What's up, Ms. Anderson? First time catching a show. Cool. Well, thank you, everyone. Sorry, we're just wrapping up, but tomorrow, remember tomorrow, Eastern time, tomorrow about 7 p.m. Eastern time, I'll post in my story, Rachel Ost will be on the show. So excited to have her. She's, for those of you that are Aussies, she's from down under. So that's going to be a great conversation. So tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be going live here on the Swole. So make sure if you're on Instagram, I will not be going live on Instagram because it's going to be like a call. So make sure that you subscribe to the Daily Swole podcast channel on YouTube. Go check that out and make sure you subscribe over there. I'll put another link in my story. That way you can catch it. But for those of you that watched it yesterday with Michelle, you'll probably already be on there. But I will see you tomorrow for episode 1174 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce, Magoose. Ya boy, Papa Swolio. Oh, out.